Good morning, everybody. Jim Feist and Hank Goldberg coming to you from Las Vegas. It's a big weekend, Hank. We got two big football games and a boatload of college and pro basketball to talk about. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
That's great.
So, Michigan State had a real good game last night. I watched, and Izzo's got them playing very well. They played against a strong team that had been playing well and scoring a lot of points. And I'll tell you, Michigan and Michigan State are headed for a showdown. But they beat Nebraska, who had been playing very well. And, the big game this weekend is Duke and Virginia at Duke. But Duke is going to be without Jones again. And that's like being without your quarterback. Otherwise, they'll have everybody together. But that's going to be a tough game for them without Jones. They really miss him. He's a key element in their defense and triggering their fast break. And that could be another difficult game. It could result in a second loss in this week for Duke, which might take them out of the top five.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous because when they're at 100%, they're still the best team.
Yeah, the polls don't mean as much in the college basketball because they have a pretty good tournament at the end of the year. They're not going to move too far down. Everybody knows they're 1, 2, or 3. Of course, you mentioned the two Michigan teams. Those two teams are pretty damn tough. They're going to be there at the end as well.
Well, Michigan's as good as anybody right now. They're very well coached. They've been beaten up on teams. And the thing with Duke is that they without Jones, as I said before, they've got trouble. And they'll get through their tournament at the end of the year, and they'll be a top seed at the end of the year, and that's all that counts to them. And these rankings now don't really mean anything, like you said. But if they lose 2 games in a week, they're going to fall out of the top 5, I'm pretty sure. Disappointment. One team that's been a disappointment has been Kansas.
Yeah, they have. Self is he comes in with the top-rated teams a lot of years, and they don't always perform up to what everybody expects. That's for sure.
Well, they lost a couple of guys from last year, and they're not frankly, as strong a team as they were. Then, that conference is pretty tough. Auburn had a real good win this week. Now, Auburn plays Kentucky tomorrow, and that'll be an interesting game because Auburn, when they want to play, they're very strong. They can score a lot of points, and they're a better defensive team than people think. And Bruce Pearl's done a real good job with this group, and I'm looking forward to that game.
Tennessee, the number 3 team in the nation that nobody wants to believe in. They're pretty damn good. They're 15-1 on the year. They host Alabama tomorrow. That's going to be another Tennessee. Look out for this Tennessee team. They're pretty damn good.
Well, they've been beating everybody, and they are very good.
Yeah, you mentioned the Kentucky Auburn, both at 13-3 on the year. These are great teams. Yep. It's going to be a good weekend. Love college basketball. Sunday, of course, we've got the big matchups between the Rams and the Saints, the Patriots and the Chiefs. Both home teams are about get a little 3.5 on the Saints.
Well, I had dinner last night with a guy who makes the numbers for one of the major casinos out here, and he got a call while we were having dinner that a lot of money came in for the Rams, so they moved the number down from 3.5 to 3, laying $1.20. while I was having dinner, I witnessed it. So, uh, and they're sensitive to the money plays, and when that line went to 3.5, I think they realized that was going to bring money in on the Rams, and it did. And so now, if you want the Saints, you got to lay $1.20 and give 3 points.
That game's going to come down against the big question there for the Rams.
That number's going to drop some more, I think.
Really? The match.
If you want to take 3 points, you better do it now.
Interesting. What do you think of Jared Goff in a big game like this?
I think he'll be fine. I thought he was fine last week. They've got such a good running game that it really sets up the play action. And he's very good with the play action. And, I know he lost his top receiver, but he's got a bunch of other guys who can catch the ball. And he's playing very well right now. And remember, he played well the last time they played in New Orleans, where they fell behind early. They were down like 35-13 late in the second quarter, and he brought the team back to where the start of the second quarter, the game was tied at 35. But they were like a racehorse that got off to too slow a start and just ran out of gas in the last part of the race. But he did bring his team back from at a place where it's very tough to play, it's very loud, and they do a lot of audibling. But he got the experience in the one game, and they ran up with a bunch of points. I'll tell you something. They scored 35 points against the Saints this time. They're going to win.
Yeah, I don't see them getting that many points. I don't see either team getting that many points in this game. There's a lot of pressure, and the defenses are I think both teams are going to try to run the ball quite a bit.
Oh yeah, no question. In fact, one of the two running backs for the Saints virtually said so yesterday in their press conference. Talked about how their two running backs against his two running backs are going to be the story in this game because they're both going to want to run.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, there's a lot of great games. You're going to have a big card for this weekend. They're all available.
The Kansas City game is not going to have the cold weather that was projected early in the week. They're not going to have the winter blast. It's going to be in the low 20s, and that's what the temperature was last week in New England. Patriots practice in that game in that kind of weather all the time. Brady's used to it, and I don't think it'll affect them very much at all.
No, that's a classic matchup. Reed against Belichick. Both guys have been around a long time. That is a classic matchup. You got the young guy in Mahomes against the old veteran Brady. It really is. That's something for the ages.
Well, it's not Breeze against Belichick yet.
Is that what I said? No, I said Reed against Belichick.
Oh, Reed against the Belichick.
Yeah, Reed.
Yeah, well, it's Reed's pass rush against Brady, if they can cause him problems. But they're going to run the ball. Mikel is going to be running the ball against a Kansas City defense that's not very good against the run. They give up 5 yards of rush, and that's obviously their weakness. And, Indianapolis never got to run the ball against them because they fell so far behind so early last week. This will be a different kind of game. And New England will run the ball, and they're going to throw the ball to White and out of the backfield. So the pressure is going to be on Kansas City linebackers, basically, to cover the short passes. And I know Barry will be back at safety. How healthy he is, I don't know. How many plays he can participate in, I don't know. But when he's in the lineup, he'll help their defense. But, I broke down the Kansas City defense against teams that had plus 500 records, with the exception of Indianapolis. They gave up over 30, 35 points per game. And in some instances, it was in the 50s. So, their defense, while people are saying, well, they're really playing better right now, they got the 3 key pass rushers, and Jones is a particularly strong guy, and Houston, who didn't play against New England last time. These guys have been in and out of the lineup all year, and they got some big scores run up against them. Like I said, every time they played teams who were, like Pittsburgh, for example, they gave up a ton of points.
Yeah, it's of the 4 teams, they definitely have the worst defense statistically. And last week's game against the Colts might just have been an aberration of a very poor game by Andrew Luck. I'm not sure. We'll find out about that this week. But they're not going to get that kind of performance out of Tom Brady. Their defense is going to have to step up if they can. Very interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hank, you're going to have some packages up at the website, jimfeist.com. People want to win this weekend? You want to get Hank's plays. Go to jimfeist.com, look for Hank Goldberg. The type of analysis he just gave you right now, what goes into all of his plays, and that type of expertise will make you money. And that's what this is all about. Hank, anything else you want to add?
No, it's going to be a fun weekend. Tomorrow I'll be involved in college basketball, and I think I'll take the afternoon and go play some horses. I haven't done that in a while. And next week is the Pegasus. Bob Baffert is not going to run his horse McKenzie in the race, and it's kind of a blow to that field. But he wants to save his horse for the Dubai race, and he didn't want to take on Accelerate and one of the other 2 horses in the race that he thinks could beat his horse right now. It's interesting. It's $12 million purse, and he's not interested. He'd rather save his horse for Dubai and get him ready for that race.
Wow, that's quite a tactical decision to make. All right, Hank, have a great weekend. We'll talk again on Monday. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and we'll check with you, and good luck, everybody.